The third key difference is the ecosystem. So that's a fancy word, and what we're talking about here is that on the B2C side, we're all familiar with this. We like our brands, our favorite brands on Facebook. We might be friends with a recruiter on from that company on LinkedIn, or we certainly might subscribe to a YouTube channel for the Will It Blend or Will It Flush options that some great consumer marketers have put out, and we engage in other ways via email and Twitter and other avenues. In the B2B e-commerce world, because you have a specific selection that's typically being put out for a specific buyer, things are locked down. You typically only introduce a buyer to your B2B website once they've, again, come to you via a sales rep. So they've got to log in with a username and password, and you're not typically able to take advantage of a traditional funnel like you can with B2C, where somebody might be browsing Facebook at night and they see an advertisement pop up at 9 p.m. for a consumer good they want to buy, and they pop over to the website, buy it, put it in their cart, and are out the door. Here you have to be more deliberate in understanding of what the consumer, or I'm sorry, the B2B buyer's environment is like in order to really have an impact on their purchasing process. Another key way that things are different, we promised this in our description, is the idea of punch out. So no, it is not the iconic NES game, 1987. I don't want anyone to know exactly how old I was when that came out, but I do remember it, and it was a great game. You got Glass Joe there on the left, very important. But just to underscore how that relates to B2B, punch out is really different. When we talked about the environment being locked down for a B2B buyer, only about 30% of the buyers that are going to be buying from B2B from some of our customers actually go through the website. The remaining 60% often go through a punch-out environment. And what that is it's a term that's being used here where the buyer on the B2B side, again, let's use Lowe's as an example. Someone on the Lowe's side who is a procurement specialist can only buy things through their procurement system at Lowe's. They're not able to pop over to Amazon and buy 60,000 5-gallon buckets and have them shipped over to the warehouse. They have to do it through procurement. And by the same note, they're not able to go to many of our customers' websites either. They have to go through their procurement system. So simply put, what punch-out is it's a solution in which your e-commerce website, so that's what you see there on the supplier side, so the supplier solutions, the e-commerce catalog, and the order fulfillment system, that all sits behind the user experience that's presented by the buyer's procurement system. In other words, if I'm at Lowe's and the only system I can use is that element there that's in green, the procurement system, I'm still hitting your product catalog, your pricing, the fulfillment, and the customer service sections of your B2B e-commerce website, but I'm doing it via those services being punched out into my procurement system. So this is something that you would set up for higher value B2B buyers that need that extra level of security and oversight according to their organization that aren't part of someone who would just do a normal login and have their personalized experience. So that's kind of a fun thing. It's a way in which B2B is very different. And if you're getting into B2B for the first time for e-commerce, don't be surprised if this comes up as a requirement by your buyer.